Hello, I'm Manny Aragon of the Rolf Workshop Center for Structural Performance. Welcome to the day 3 of my 7-day adrenal course. Now, the first 2 days we did both a front stretch, a back stimulation exercise, and then day 2 we did the opposite, a front stimulation, back stretch exercise. So we were doing the first day an adrenal stimulation, the second day an adrenal regeneration to get that balance back in terms of the adrenal and its ability to, using movement, the adrenal and its ability to actually recharge so that it's not stuck in the nervous system and putting out more than it takes in. And remember, this is all about bringing balance so that we can use our natural powers of healing that our bodies possess, all of our bodies possess, to reinvigorate the adrenal gland. Now, I will be showing a variation of today's exercise using a strap. This is just a canvas strap. You can get nylon straps. These are available at REI or any of the yoga places. Or you can simply use the belt on your waist. If you've got a belt, you can use that. So either one will work. But I'm going to use this today. So today's pose is going to be another yoga pose. And it is, again, I'm not doing pure yoga poses. We're doing an iteration to get the action that we're looking for in the adrenal. Today we're going to re-stimulate. We're going to do something a little bit different than we did last time. So there are a couple variations of this. And the first variation is called Chaturpadasana. It's a yoga pose of which we will probably butcher for the yogis out there and do it for our own needs to stimulate the adrenal. So to start out, I'm going to lie down on my back. So I lie on my back and I bring my feet as close as I can to my buttocks. So they're right up next to my buttocks. They're about hip-width distance apart. Now, I'm going to take my arms, my humeri, my upper arm bone, my humerus, and I'm going to rotate them out. So you notice my thumb's pointing down, my palm is facing outward, as opposed to my thumb pointing down and the palm facing outward this way. That closes the shoulder girdle. We want to open the shoulder girdle. So from anatomical position, we turn the thumbs away from the body, not towards the body, okay? So away from the body. So thumbs go away from the body, and I'm going to reach in and grab my ankles if I can. If I can. If I cannot, here's the variation. I'm going to take my belt, and I'm going to throw it over my knees there. And I'm going to do the same thing with my hands. I'm going to grab the belt and do the same thing with my hands as I did before when I was trying to grab my ankles. I'm going to rotate them outward, except I'm grabbing the belt. Okay? So now I'm going to press my feet away from me without letting them slide. So like I have socks on carpet, but these are pretty grippy socks. So if I were doing this on a wood floor, I would take my socks off, or I would use a yoga mat. And I'm going to just press away from my body with my feet. I'm not going to press down into the floor. I'm going to take my feet that way. So I'm going to press away from my body, and that's going to stretch my arms out. And I'm going to come up a couple of times here. Now I'm going to do it with my hands. So for those of you who can get your hands around your ankles, you can see with your hands. It's a little more effective with the hands to get you start to get the back arch pretty quickly here. So I'm not going to go into the full back arch. I'm just going to come up and down several times. So I'm pushing my feet away. It's creating an arc in my spine. It's stimulating those adrenals. Now if I want to hold at some point I can. I've got to release my neck. I've got to come up onto my shoulders. But I'm really just showing you this entry movement part. When you're done, you can come down like so and rest. Now there's a second, little more advanced one that I will show you now This is not Chatushpadasana. The second version of this exercise, actually a different exercise. This would be more of a Supta Virasana, or lying down in warrior pose. It's not warrior pose, but hero pose. Anyway, this is a great one for stimulating the adrenals, but also for getting the pelvic position into a more advantageous place. You really turning the pelvis under and really challenging that lower spine in terms of the pelvis and the sacrum and its interaction with the lumbar spine. So I'm going to put these all together into one day. For those of you who aren't very flexible, this is not going to be for you. For those who are more flexible, this is for you. So the first one will work, and this one will also work. If you can do both, do both. By all means, be careful with this. So we start just like we did in the day one exercise, Ustrasana. And instead of doing Ustrasana, we come back and place our feet on our hands on our feet here, and then we just cycle our pelvis forward like so. So this is the more beginner version of this. So for those of you who are less flexible, this would be one for you. So you get this going pretty well. And then, if you choose, you may reposition. Now, if you're going to do this, your buttocks should be pretty much touching the floor or very close to the floor at this point. You should be comfortable. Your legs should be comfortable in this posture. It can be painful in the knee for people. If it is, please do not do it. And now, as I go down, I'm going to come down to my elbows. And again, I'm going to cycle my pelvis up and down to start to get the action that I want in this of my pelvis. There's a bit of a twist in my pelvis, so I need to pay attention to that because I'm going to go down lower as I start to be able to release and get some balance here. Now I'm just here. And it can be pretty intense, but I want to make sure that I'm not feeling extreme compression in my lower spine. If I am, that's not good, and I don't want to damage my lower spine. So for those of you who are less flexible, do not try this. The ones who are more flexible, you can try this. And then to come up, I just come to my elbows, and I come back into sitting. I'm going to sit on my heels, and then we'll do child's pose again. So I'll drop my buttocks towards my heels, and I'll stretch my arms out in front of me and place my forehead on the ground. I'm going to take a few breaths into my lumbar spine, right into the lower back here. And then I just come on back up. And there you have it. Fairly simple and straightforward. Please pay attention to your body and don't over-try. Don't over-try. So the things that you're able to do easily, do those. The things that are very challenging for you, I would recommend that you not do them at this time. But for those who are more flexible, who may not get the stretch and stimulation of the first exercises, please try the later exercises. And if you listen closely to my instructions during the exercises, you should not be getting hurt. Have a great time doing these, and I will see you tomorrow.